Welcome to Block 929. It's me again, Ted. Today is a question and answer session. So yeah, I'll be answering some of the questions that you're going to be asking me. Sorry that I didn't announce this session, but I just felt like because I'm getting people asking me a lot of questions, so I felt like it's best that I just do like a special session where I'll be answering some questions. So yeah, I'll be waiting. Welcome. Let us know who you are and preferably where you're watching us from. Yeah, so I just want to be able to answer some of the questions that you're going to be asking me. Most of the times people are asking me a lot of questions, so I just wanted to, to take some questions today. All right. Things are getting okay here in Malawi. Business is starting to pick up, more especially for us. We're seeing some people now making some inquiries, coming to ask about machines, and then also sometimes online people are asking us some, for the machines to learn more. Yeah, so it looks like business is picking up here in Malawi at the moment. So if you have got any questions that you would like to ask me, please feel free to ask. I'm sitting here in the kitchen. I've made a concrete cabinet, like it's like almost like a counter. So that's where I'm sitting now. So this time around, I'll be sitting. So sometimes when I'm doing live sessions with my wife, we'll sit down here because I remember last time some people were saying we should organize a place to sit. So yeah, I'll show you what I've done with this concrete top. Made a few mistakes on it. So I've learned from it. It's the first time I'm doing a concrete kitchen cabinet. So yeah, I did made a few mistakes, minor mistakes. What I did was when I was doing the base of the concrete cabinet, I did not check the level of the floor. So I just did the shuttering and then I threw the concrete. So when I was putting all the shuttering for the whole cabinet, I was putting it on top of a floor that was not level. So I ended up having a top that is level, but now it's not plumb. Like you see one of the sides of the table of the cabinet is much bigger than the other one. So yeah, it's a bitter lesson. I don't even know how I can hide these anomalies, but I'm sure some people won't be able to notice that there is a mistake, but I can see that mistake myself. So yeah, it's a learning process. But now this is the front part, and then I'm going to do at the back there. I'm also doing some cabinets, but that one is going to be 100% because I'll start from the bottom, checking the plumbing and all those kind of things. Timvani, yeah, how are you? How are you from South Africa? Good evening, Timvani. How is South Africa today? Yeah, how is it going there? Let me know how is life going on there in South Africa at the moment. Yeah, I don't know who else is here. Please don't forget to like. See, we have 3 people. Please just press that like button. I'm liking these live sessions. Yeah, I haven't been very busy, like doing some videos. I did a video where I want to show you the projects that are happening in my area. So that they are busy building roads. So I'm going to share that video, and you'll be watching that video soon, so that you can see the road construction that's happening in my area. They're very busy. I think they actually paused a little bit because it was raining, so they didn't do much. What they've done is they've just thrown quarry, which is mixed with quarry dust. I don't know if it's also mixed with cement. Yeah, so but they've paved the roads and they're busy with drainage. So maybe they'll be throwing tar very soon. All right, so I would like to know who else is here. Please just let us know. I'm just seeing here Timvani from South Africa. Yeah, so yeah, how is South Africa, Timvani? I'm planning to go to South Africa very soon. I don't know when, but I'll be going there very soon. I just want to go and sort out some of my things there. I want to go and visit my bank and sort out some other things that I need to sort. Yeah, because I lost my card, so I need to go and fix that. And I've been keeping my money for all these years in the savings account. I think I'm losing out, so I need to go there and see if I can put the money in an investment account. It's better to have money in an investment account so that it grows. Yeah, so I need to go and sort out things like that. Yeah. Please don't forget to like, subscribe if you just visiting us for the first time. Please subscribe so that you don't miss when I come live, but also you don't miss when I post. Nowadays, I'm posting very interesting videos. I think I'm improving. I'm getting better and better and better. Shell Emmy says hello from TNT Caribbean. Hello, hello, hello. I think you are in the WhatsApp group. I think I remember you were in the WhatsApp group. And Snuggle668. Welcome, welcome. Where are you watching us from? I have some other people, subscribers who have joined our WhatsApp group, so we'll be trying to, share some ideas there also. But I haven't been able to be active there on the group because I was a bit busy. I'm a busy bee. I'm always busy. Sometimes I don't even have time to take my phone and look at the WhatsApp. And most of my customers, they're always complaining the way I'm so busy. I am busy Monday to Sunday, like up and down. Yesterday I was busy. We were busy throwing concrete on the concrete top. I did a couple of stuff that I was busy working on. Yeah, so it was very, very busy. I was also finishing the paving that I'm doing there. We've been doing paving in the landscaping. And then there was a guy who was working here, was busy welding some machines for me. So it has been so very, very busy. Even Sunday, we were also busy, landscaping and all those kind of things. So yeah. So always, this morning I had to also go to town to buy some materials. But I've been doing a little bit of videos. I've done a video to show you the road construction that's happening in our area. So you can see that the government is getting busy nowadays. Lilongwe is a construction site, so there's construction everywhere. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Great, great. Thank you very much for liking the video, for liking this live session. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, this is your time. If you have got some questions that you're going to, you've been wanting to ask me, please ask me so that I can answer. I might not be able to answer all the questions, but I have to take a pen and I can be writing some of the questions. Oh. Yeah, so I can be writing questions and then I can be finding out for you. So feel free to ask questions. Yeah, don't expect me to be able to give you answers for every question that you're gonna ask. But like I said, I've got a pen here now. I will write down everything and then go and find out for you. All right, grace and peace, my brother. That's regular music. Yeah, peace to you too. Peace to you. Thank you very much. Sip says fire, 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 fire. Regular music says, by the way, watching you from Tacoma, Washington. Yeah, regular music, Tacoma, Washington. Yeah, that place is not so popular, I know what's so popular about Tacoma is the Toyota Tacoma, but I've never heard of Tacoma. It's actually, I've heard it from you. So yeah, that's not very popular. I don't know which side of America is it. Is it Washington? Is it Washington, D.C.? All right, please don't forget to like so that we get more algorithms. So I have got a pen and a place to write. Sweden, all the way from Sweden. Thank you very much, Cuba, Africa. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Washington State on the west coast of the United States. Oh, okay, it's on the west. Wow, that's very nice. America is so big. You got the west coast, you got the east coast, you got the south and the north. A massive, massive country. Yeah. Hey, but Sweden, I think there are not many people from that area of Sweden. Isn't it Sweden? It's so close to where there's conflict. There's something that I heard about Sweden also happening there. Yeah. So how is it there in Sweden? Regno Music says Seattle, Washington. It's very close. Oh, okay. It's very, very close. All right. Yeah. So, any questions that you have, please feel free to ask. Just a long way. Good enough from Cape Town, all the way from Cape Town, Jesse. Welcome. How is Cape Town? How is Kapstadt? Uhandet. Are you learning a little bit of Afrikaans there and Xhosa? Mm. That's great. Shell Army says cost for building a goat pen 25 feet by 28 feet. Cost for buying 5 goats to start a goat farm. Yeah, okay. Yeah. I think the goats are not that very expensive here. I don't think you'll be able to buy a goat for more than 100,000 kwacha. I'm sure it should be in the ranges of 50, 70, but I can find out for you. The pen that I'm having here is not writing properly. Let me just quickly check for a pen. Oh, all right, okay. Yeah, all right. I found a pen that's writing now. Cost of goats and building a goat pen, okay? All right, yeah. Some people have been asking me about making a machine that makes papers. I just happened to find a sample from some place where they're making this. So I'm in the process of designing a paving machine. So yeah, this machine, the mechanic machine that I made last time, it's gonna also be making pavers. So yeah, it's going to be producing 6 of those pavers. So I'm busy doing reverse engineering. Yeah, so what I do is I take this thing and then I try to see how can I, design a machine to be making this kind of paver. And it's a very common paver. And I also got another sample for the bevel-shaped paver. So yeah, this is what I do. So when people ask me, then I look for samples, I look at the thing, and I try to design something there. Tim Van says, Ted, what is the greatest lesson you have learned so far as an entrepreneur? Oh, the greatest lesson that I've learned so far. I think the greatest lesson that I've learned is to the ability to see opportunity where a lot of people can't see it. That's something that I've learned. When I was younger, I used to always run away going to South Africa for greener pastures. So when I finished my secondary school, I worked here for only 1 year, and I was saving money so that I can make that big long trip to America, which never materialized. Everybody has got that American dream at a certain time. So I ended up in South Africa. So while I was in South Africa, I stayed there for 1 year. Then after that 1 year, I used to come to Malawi and come and go. I used to do business. I was selling ornaments, curios. I was selling them in Cape Town. So I used to come to Malawi, buy the curios, go to South Africa. So I spent a lot of my time traveling up and down. But every time I go to South Africa, that's where I used to stay longer. I would stay much more until I sell my stuff. When I come back to Malawi, I was staying like less than a month. Then I go back. So in that period, until I met my wife, I was always traveling. But the main thing that was making me to travel is because I had the perception that Malawi is a very poor country. There's no opportunities. So I always wanted to run to go to South Africa to look for opportunities, until when I decided to come back and start the business here in Malawi. That's when I discovered that, Malawi has got even more opportunities comparing to South Africa. I discovered that, I can make a better living here in Malawi than in South Africa. And the reason being that I can work for myself and earn more than I was earning. I mean, the last company I worked for in South Africa was paying me very well. In fact, I've worked for companies that paid me very well. Sun International paid me very well. But to tell you the truth, the money that I make sometimes here in Malawi, you can never compare with the money that I was making in South Africa. I've made a lot of money in Malawi in terms of doing my business. I mean, over you can see with the things that I've been doing, my landscaping, my house, my workshop, you can see that it shows that I've been, doing very good with my business. I have control of my life. And also the fact is that, I have a place to stay. I'm able to build a house, and I'm so positive that my goal to retire at the age of 60 is going to be achieved. I mean, while living in Malawi. But you will find that many people, they always find Malawi to be a very tough country to live in. They find Malawi to be a very tough country to do business in. The reason why they find it like that is because they can't see opportunity when opportunity is there. They don't realize that the challenges that we are facing in Malawi, they are actually opportunities. I've just shared a video now where I was helping my wife with a pump that I put in the well. So we did a video. It was my wife was doing that video. We did a video, and I've shared it here on YouTube, but I also shared it on Facebook. Now people want to buy this system for me. And this was just something I was just testing. Now I'm thinking of building a nice, like a little stand with wheels, 4 wheels that you can be pulling around in your yard or to your farm whatsoever. On that stand, there's going to be where you can put a row of your pipe, where you can put your submersive pump, and where you can put the batteries, and then on top of it, it will have panels that you can actually fold. So you'll be able to take it to your farm and fold the panels, and then you take the pipe and roll the pipe, put the submersive pump into the river, the well, whatsoever, and then you can be irrigating your farm. And people are going to buy. You see, that's why I'm saying that, if there is something that I've learned since I've been doing my entrepreneurship, is how to create opportunities for yourself. How to look at the challenges that we face and then turn them into opportunities. So whenever I have an idea, I try to implement it, and I do a video and I share it on Facebook, because I know people are going to be interested and they're going to want to buy. So yeah, that's one thing that I've learned in my entrepreneurship journey, Team Fan. Yeah. So I know, like there in South Africa, there's also plenty of things that one can do, by just looking in locations. In the locations, there's more money than you can ever think of. And many people in South Africa, they want to move out of the location to go and start business in the city. But the business is there in the location. That's where the money is. That's why ShopRite and all those other big supermarkets or the malls have moved into the location, because they know that that's where the money is. Right. Share Amiso's cost for buying rabbits. Okay. I've never seen yet a person who's selling rabbits, but I've heard of people that did this kind of farming. Yeah. Just so long as I hardly speak any South African language, I stay on English-speaking location. Where are you staying? Are you staying in Mitchell's Plain, or are you staying in the city itself? Tableview, where are you staying, Jesse? Sure, Ami says, then I can start with way more goats. Yeah, you can start with a lot of goats. Just buy a lot of female goats, and then you are sorted out. And then you just have a few male ones, and then you are sorted. Within a few years, you'll be having plenty of them, and you'll be making a lot of money selling those goats. Yeah. Jesse said, my question is, how do you manage to work around the clock, e.g. time management? Because Malawi generally are very slow. They work as they wish. Yeah, in fact, the fact that people are very slow and they work as they wish is actually also an opportunity for you. Because, you know, the secret about Malawi is that when you have traveled and you've lived in a place like South Africa, life is very, very fast. You know, everybody is on their feet and they just on the go. And in fact, when you are there, for example, as a foreigner, you don't even have time to waste. Every time you're just on top of your game. So this actually is an advantage for you, because when you come to Malawi, you find that everything is very slow. Now, when you maintain your pace when you are here, you just keep on being on your feet and you just keep on moving and pushing, you will find out that you will always find life very easy in Malawi. Because one, if you're doing business, people are going to like the way you're doing business. And also, in fact, when you are there in South Africa, you have learned that integrity is something that's very, very important in one's life. In the company that you might be working in South Africa, if they find you lying, they will get fired. So you have to always be honest. You have to always be on time. You have to always be diligent. You have to always do the things the right way. There's so many procedures that you have to be following. So your life, you are actually somebody that is almost like, I don't know how I can explain it. I always say that if somebody has never traveled, left Malawi and never went to a place like South Africa, they really don't know exactly how fast life can be. So when you come here, it's an advantage. So for me, the fast life, because I'm always working. In South Africa, I was always working. So when I came here, I'm always working. So I don't have time to go and waste. For me, time is money. And in fact, with my goal that I say I wanna retire when I am at the age of 60. How many years do I have? I was born in 1968. I don't have time. You know, I don't have time. I was telling my guys today, because they are slagging behind, because I think they think the economy is not doing well. So they are not earning a lot of commission. So they don't have passion anymore. So I told them, I don't have time to work with people who are not interested to work. Because for me, I don't have time. They are young, they're in the 20s. I think they think they've got lots of time to waste. But for me, I don't have that time. When I reach 60, I want to be able to sit down, suntan myself on the balcony there, and maybe to take my wife and say, let's travel, let's go to South Africa, let's do a road trip, go to South Africa, let's go and travel in Europe, or let's go to America. But if I don't work hard now and be smart now, I won't be able to achieve my goal. So don't forget that whatever you are learning, you see, when you travel, it's not only learning like in terms of going to university or whatsoever, but you learn some things that are new. You know how to do things differently. Those different things that you've learned there, when you come to Malawi, don't drop them at the border. Take them into Malawi and get hold of them. And still, like for myself, I never changed myself since I came back from South Africa. I'm still the same person that I was in South Africa. I never came here and said, I'm in Malawi, Malawi is poor, so I have to relax myself. What else can I do? I said, no, I'm going to bring that mentality here, and I've been living like that. And you stand out completely. You stand out from the group. Now, because you stand out, the opportunities, they just follow you all the time. Yeah, even money chases you. What is it? Just wrong, good enough from Cape Town. The Cuba Africa says there is 100% peace. Oh, that's great. That's great. That's great. I know. It's a very peaceful country. Sure. Just wrong. I had to speak. Yeah. My question is, how do I manage time? I've spoken. Cuba says the challenges in Malawi are opportunities. Well said. Yeah. In Malawi, opportunities are not the challenges. There are plenty of opportunities. But the challenges is that the moment you come to Malawi, all you hear is about poverty. All you hear is about, like trap of hustles and all those kind of things. People will tell you, yeah, there's no jobs, there's no opportunities, there's nothing you can do here and whatever. So you tend to believe what the people say, because the people with the negative, people who are negative in Malawi, they are very convincing, because they will convince you, they can convince you that something is black when it is red. I'm telling you. So they will convince you that there's no completely no opportunities in Malawi, because one of the reasons why they will try to convince you is because they want to also justify their failure to achieve, I mean, their failure to see opportunity. So in Malawi there's plenty of opportunities, and I'm always saying, when you are living outside Malawi, learn as much as possible. Even if you are not working in that area, but if you feel like, okay, if I want to go to Malawi, I'm going to be doing landscaping, learn as much as you can about landscaping that is done that side. So when you come to Malawi, you are going to bring a new style of landscaping. Like when I was in South Africa, I saw there were people who were doing landscaping, but their landscaping was just mainly on, putting borders of on the landscape in the garden. They just do borders. They do a certain kind of concrete around the plants and other stuff. I've never seen anybody doing that in Malawi. If you can come here and you do that, you will do very, very well. I remember when I was still there in South Africa, there were not many people who were doing tiling in Malawi. Some guys came from South Africa with tiling skills. They were killing it here. You see? So there are so many things that are being done there where you are that are not done in Malawi. So bring those things here, because when you bring it here, because if you bring it here, a lot of people are going to tell you, you can't bring those ideas from Sweden in Malawi. And then they will even convince you, say, if that was an opportunity in Malawi, then somebody would have done it already. Yeah. So you have to be the first person to start it. And then, yes, your market is going to be small, but you must remember there is about 18 million people in Malawi. So small for people who can afford your technology or your innovation. They might be like maybe 5% of the population of Malawi. So what is 5% of the population of Malawi? You being alone doing that business. You see what I mean? That's how I actually looked at the whole thing myself. When I came, people said, nobody's going to buy your machines for cement blocks. So I said, okay, nobody is doing this business in Malawi, but I'll be the only one to start. So maybe only 2% of the Malawians are going to buy this machine from me, but the 2% of 80 million people is a lot of people. So I said to myself, let me just go for it and do it. You see what I mean? So the challenge in Malawi is not opportunity. The challenge is for you to be able to identify the opportunity, because there's plenty of opportunities in Malawi, plenty of them. Sherami says, you are definitely someone to be in contact with. You have ideas. Oh yes, I have so many ideas. When I was still in South Africa, I was always thinking, when I go to Malawi, what am I going to do? Then I said, okay, I want to go into property. So I said, if I go to Malawi and do property, I have to learn the skills that are done. I have to learn these things that are done in South Africa and try to implement them in Malawi. Like now, I'm experimenting with concrete kitchen cabinets. So if I get this concrete kitchen cabinet right, this is going to be the in thing. Many people in 47, 43, they're going to be asking me to go and install this concrete stuff for them. I will now bring in a new trend whereby people are going to see that doing cabinets with melamine boards is now out of fashion, but now let's try to do this concrete kitchen styles. You see? So I'm actually thinking of always bringing something that is not available in Malawi, something that is new. And then I try to do it myself, maybe at my house, or, because not everybody is going to allow me to experiment this at their place. So I do it in my own place. So when people see, they ask me, Ted, come and do it for us. Dimvani says, what fruits do you have in Malawi? I'm looking at opportunities as processing fruits. Do you have mango, lychees, and avocado? The mango story is a very, very sad story, because in Malawi, we produce more mangoes than any other. No, mangoes are we produce more mangoes than any other fruit that you can ever produce in Malawi. And during the times when the mangoes are ripe, there is maybe 40% of the mangoes, they fall on the ground and they get rotten. Can you imagine? And I remember when I was young, I told I heard that in Botswana they did not have mango trees. I don't know if they have mango trees now, but at that time I heard that in Botswana they did not have mango trees. So I told my father, I said, you know what? I would like to be taking mangoes to sell in Botswana. So my father said to me, yeah, it's a good idea. Yes, Botswana don't have mangoes, but what you must remember is the first thing you have to do is to go to Botswana to teach people in Botswana how to eat mangoes. And that's what he told me. So I was feeling like I was young and I believed him. I believe when he said that, he said, I must go first to Botswana to teach people how to eat mangoes. You see? But if it was today, I would have said, I would just take a risk, get myself a pickup full of mangoes, go and sell them in Botswana. So yes, in Malawi, we have mangoes, we got tangerines. In South Africa, they call them piskes. We have oranges, we have avocado pears. We produce the best avocado pears, or even better than the ones that we buy in South Africa. Very big, very juicy, and very nice. So we got lots of fruits in Malawi. So if you want to come here and do processing of fruits, you will do very well because you won't have competition. There's just a few companies that are doing that in Malawi. So there is a big demand for that. And most of our fruits in Malawi, they are organic. So you will be producing, like if you want to do a mango juice, I think you will have to even dilute it also because it's very, very sweet and juicy. But what I've noticed is that we also have pineapples. But the pineapples that we used to have in the past, they were very, very juicy and sweet. But I don't know what happened today. They're not that much sweet. If you must get a pineapple that's very sweet, it comes from Mozambique. But yes, we got lots of fruits here. Supporter Sandra says, thank you for doing this question and answer. I'll have to check out some of the reply. Keep up the good videos and live stream. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I'm even getting motivated because I see that most of the subjects that we're dealing with, that we're suggesting and discussing, a lot of people, they love it. They love them. So yeah, I'll continue doing this. Shell Ami says positive mindset. Malawi just needs the positive mindset. I must tell you, we as Malawians, we are very blessed because we have got a very beautiful country and it's got very good weather. We've got very good soil. The nature itself is so good, and the people themselves, human capital is, like very good. Almost Malawi has got everything that takes it to succeed. The only thing that is a problem in our country is the mindset. That's all. Once we fix the mindset, we are on and many countries, they will never even come close to us. But the mindset is what is putting us down. Too much politics. We don't find anything to discuss about other than talking about politics. If you want to know how Malawians we are, just come on our Facebook and check on what groups of Malawians on Facebook and listen to what they're discussing. It's just politics. If we're not discussing politics, we're discussing corruption. If we're not discussing corruption, we're discussing poverty. You see, that's the problem. Yeah. But you will never find me talking about politics. You will never find me talking about poverty. You never you will always hear me talking about opportunities and how to move forward. I'm a forward-thinking person. I don't look back. Whatever happened in the past, I forget. I start still looking because I will never be able to revisit my past, but my future is still coming, and it's I can't run away from it. As long as I'm alive, I'll still have to experience my future. So why not prepare for it today? And I even tell my guys who are working with me, I said, I don't just live for today. I also live for tomorrow because I know today was actually created by my yesterday. So if I want to have a good tomorrow, I have to do something that is very positive today. So yeah, that's how I think about life. You are a risk taker too. Yes, I am not afraid of taking a risk. You see, that's why you saw me. I built that grader. And by the way, the grader, somebody Saturday, I'm going to visit somebody who's got a plot somewhere where they bought a plot. They want me to go and see the road because she's this lady is saying her car is very low, so she's struggling to drive the car. She wants me to go and grade the road. So I'll take the grader. This coming Saturday, we're just going to see the place, and then I'll give her the quotations, and then maybe tell her things that they must prepare for me to come and grade the road. When I'm grading the road, I'm going to do a video, and then I'm going to share it on Facebook. This is how much I've charged them. Then I'm in business. So sometimes you have to take a risk, but if you don't take a risk, how is opportunity going to come to you? Opportunity always falls in love with people who take risks. So you have to always take risks. Yeah, but calculate your risks too. Don't just take any risk, but calculate them. Cuba Africa says, what is the most common vegetable kitchen oil in Malawi? Does Malawi produce palm oil? We're using sunflower oil. That's what we're using here mainly. And then I see some people, I think they're doing the soya oil also, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, mainly it's the sunflower oil. Yeah. Just Longo says, concrete kitchen unit are very old style, but these days they are back and trend with modernized touch. Yes, that's what I want to do. You know, I want to sand it, and then you give, what do you call this, sealer to make it shine nicely. And then you combine it with some finishing with wood, like the doors can be wooden doors. And what I'm going to do with this one, I've used normal concrete, which is using quarry and the quarry dust, but the top is going to be terrazzo. So I'm going to buy white cement with the white terrazzo and make a top and then sand it to look very beautiful. Hazel says, greetings, King Ted and Royal family. Greetings, Hazel. Greetings. How are you? PJ Johnson. Hey, PJ, how are you? Is it the PJ that I know? Is that the PJ I know from America? If it is, welcome to this live session, Block 929. Yeah. Ben Maroon says, hey, Ted, all the chat, how is it going? How is your boundary wall holding up? Have you finished yet? It is still straight at the front of your house. Yes. Last time I was busy doing coping. You must check the video. I've got a video that I shared. So I'm busy with the boundary wall, making it look beautiful. There is also a gate that I was working on. I'm gonna put it on maybe by next week. Coming next weekend, I'll be having a gate, because there's some dogs that are just coming in and they're messing up on my wife's garden. So we need to close up the place. And also because people are harvesting, very soon we'll be seeing goats coming in. So they might eat over my wife's vegetables. So yeah, we are busy with the fence, the border fence. Zathor said, I think the best measure to work with people in your community who want to build your community and make some kind of organization to build infrastructure and roads. Yeah, but many people don't want to, they believe that is the government's job. So when you approach people, they don't show any interest. Like for me, I'm going to be working in my area. I'm going to do some roadworks also. But first of all, I wanted to finish my house, the other extension, finish that, and then put gates on my yard. And then I can be starting to think of working on the front yard. So I will fix the road from the beginning of my gate to the other side, so that maybe my neighbors, they might also say, I want to do it. And I'll be prepared to even do it for them. If they can just buy the materials, I do it for them. So each one of us can be fixing in front of the yard until we reach the main road. Because the main road is now, I think it's about now 3 kilometers away from us, if not 2 kilometers. So we can, if each one of us can be fixing in front of their yard, we can have a good road up to the new constructed roads. Hazel says, hi Hazel, hi. Oh, she's now greeting Wanderlove of the world. Timvani says, Ted, I am coming to Malawi and introduce quota. Surely there is a market. Yes, there is a market for quota. What you can do, okay. Let me go this weekend. I'm going to do a video. There is a guy who is doing the shisha nyama style, or he's got a premises where he's doing something like a shisha nyama from South Africa. He's doing very well. So if you come here to introduce the quota, you can just actually make an outlet. You can even be at the mall, somewhere like if you can try to be a city mall or game types of flavors for the quota, and people will love it because nobody has ever done it in Malawi. So if you come here and you do it, you'll be the only one, and you might grow to a point where now you can franchise. You can have a branch in Blantyre, you can have a branch in Zuzu, something like that. Even you can follow these guys who are having these places where I'm saying that the shisha nyama style thing. You can have a stand next to them, and then you do your quota. So yeah, it's not a bad idea. Ben Maroon says, "Oh yeah, you must protect your veggies." Yes. We have to protect. We have. By the way, we ate some vegetables last week. It was very nice to eat vegetables from our yard. So yeah, my wife's hard work is now paying off. So Ben Maroon says, "Looking forward to finishing front." Oh yes. We are almost done. We just need to put gates and then put the grills. And I'm also busy doing the coping on top of the fence and putting coping on top of the pillars. And then I'm going to paint them, paint the walls, and it will be very, very beautiful, very beautiful. The colors that I'm choosing, I think one day I should discuss with you guys, about the colors that we must use on the fence. Yeah. So, any other questions that you would like to ask me? Oh, yeah, but PJ, I'm so happy that you are here. Last time we spoke, you said you were going to come to Malawi. I don't know if you managed to come here in Malawi. And I think you were going to give me a contact, but then we didn't. With the contact, we didn't really get to meet each other. So I just wanted to know if you managed to come to Malawi. I would like to meet you in person. Thank you very much, PJ, for coming and giving a shout out. Thank you. All right. Karabo Mashile, Karabo. Hey, my man, happy to see you here. You lived in South Africa. How easy is it to start a business in Malawi versus in South Africa? Does the Malawi government want a share in foreign business? Do you have cashews and coffee in Malawi? Cashew. When I was in South Africa, every time, because I was working as a sales rep, so most of the times I was sitting in the car driving from one place to another. So I always made sure that I have some cashew nuts in the car. I used to love the cashew nuts. When I came to Malawi, I discovered that cashew nuts, we do plant cashew nuts, and even the cashew nuts that we're buying in the shops here in Malawi are made in Malawi. But the price of the cashew nuts is very expensive, even here in Malawi. And I even said, since Malawi is no longer going to focus in growing tobacco, why are we not focusing on the cashew nuts? Because I remember in South Africa, a small gram of cashew nuts was very, very, very expensive. Like 500 grams, very expensive. So yes, we do have cashew, and also we have coffee. Coffee is grown in Mulanje and Cholo, where we're growing the tea. So you will be able to get the coffee there. Yeah, so you asked that starting a business in South Africa versus starting a business in Malawi. Oh, I think the easiest place to start a business is Malawi. Yeah? Because number one, there's not too much bureaucracy when you want to start your business. That's number one. Number two, if you should come here and start any business with the South African standards, your business is not going to fail because you won't have competition. So when I talk about South African standards, I'm talking about making sure that your product is of high quality. Number two, good customer service. You have to give good customer service. Quality and customer service in Malawi, it doesn't exist. So if you bring those kind of things, I'm telling you, you are going to be in business. Whether you're going to be a teller, whether it's going to be a butcher, whether it's going to be a restaurant, whether it's going to be anything, you will do very well, because the people, we most of the people have not traveled, and then we don't have organizations that train people on customer service and also on quality. Yeah. So because of that, people don't really, when they start a business, they don't really put their effort on the customer service and the quality. So all they do is just produce whatever, sure that they have got good quality, like in terms of the packaging, in terms of if it's a restaurant, the cleanliness of the restaurant, and all those kind of things. People don't really put effort on that. So if you come here, you will do very well. So that's why I said it is easy in Malawi. And another thing about Malawi is that Malawi, being one of the poor countries, we don't have a lot of opportunities to, like most of the things that are done in South Africa or in America or in Europe, we don't have them here. All right. I think my connection is being unstable. I think I need to try to add a little bit of bundles. I'm using unlimited bundles, but when I go live, I have to buy some extra bundles. So I just need to add some bundles now. Yeah, it is much easier to start a business in Malawi compared to South Africa. There's too much bureaucracy, and the competition is very, very high, because then if you're starting any business, there's some people who are doing it even better. So for you to compete with those people as a startup, it's very, very tough. Sorry, I have to buy the airtime from using what we call it's a mobile money called Mpamba. I have to buy airtime with that. Then I have to now buy these bundles, data bundles. So that's why I'm taking too long like this. Yeah, now we have that special bundle where I can buy 4 gig of bundles with 1,750 kwacha. So it's very, very cheap. And then those bundles, I can use them for 4 hours. All right, so let me answer. Which vegetables are the best to grow? We have cabbage that grows a lot here, and then people grow like turnips and rape, and then we also got tomatoes. People are growing a lot of tomato, Chinese cabbage. So yeah, those are the vegetables that you can be growing here in Malawi. There's okra, eggplants. Yeah. Karabu Mashire says, "Hey, my man, happy to see you here. You lived in South." Okay, yeah, I've answered that question. So where are you, Karabo? Are you in Johannesburg? What type of business are you doing? Yeah, but yeah, like I said, in South Africa, the only advantage that you have in South Africa is that getting a loan is not that much difficult. That's according to my opinion, with my experience that I was there. You can get a loan easily, and also the thing is, if you are starting a business, to get the what can I say, materials or the things that will help you with your business, to get them, it's very, very easy. Whether it's materials for your business or whether it's products or things like that, very, very easy. And the platform is good. I mean, in South Africa, you can be able to buy things from China, from overseas, very easily. We're using your card, and you do your bank transfer, and then you have them delivered to your doorstep, which we don't have here in Malawi. if I want to buy something from outside Malawi, I have to go to the bank and apply for those funds. And most of the times, the funds won't be available, and the process takes long. Why don't you just use your card and you can do it? So you have a better platform. So your challenges is that when you're starting a business, for example, you're going into CBD to start a business, the competition is very high. You have to be very, very good. So that's why I always say the best place to start is the location. So start in the location. When you've grown yourself and you've gained some experience, you can move into the city. Yeah. And Karabo, I would like to be doing some of these lives and discussing about these kind of things with my fellow young people from South Africa. Yeah, I need to be discussing with them these kind of discussions. So yeah, I don't know how to do it, how to reach out to the South Africans so that we have a certain day that we can be discussing about business. I'm very passionate, and I actually feel very, I feel sorry when I see people, like struggle when they want to start a business, and when we blaming like the foreigners and other stuff. I would like you to hear it from a foreigner's point of view, and I can share that knowledge, and so that the young people can see that it is actually very easy to start a business in South Africa, mainly in the location. But let's say comparing with Malawi, I would prefer to start a business in Malawi because it's much, much, much easier. Irene Davo says thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Kay Hivet says, who would make a better baker and why? Steve Wonder, Pigu, or Paul? I don't know. Ben Maron says it would be good to grow your own cashew and coffee on your own farm garden. Is that something you will add to your veggies? The cashew, like we have to buy to grow some trees and other stuff. So in the yard here, I think it's not enough. Maybe at our home village, we can do that. Most people like cashews unless they are allergic. I love cashews. Yeah, even myself, I love cashews, but they are very expensive here. Irene says, I found a musician in UK from Malawi. Who is the musician? I told him about you. Okay, please, I would like to know which musician is that. Yes, the cashew trees, they grow very big. So to grow them in my yard, it wouldn't be a good idea. And also you have to process the cashew. I don't even know how they process it, but it has to be processed. Even the coffee, you have to process it. Dave Banchu says, greetings from Trinidad and Tobago in the Caribbean. Yeah, greetings from Caribbean. Yeah, how are you there? How is life in the Caribbean? Ben Maroon says, will you also consider tour operations guides to Malawi? Recommend somewhere to stay, Lake Victoria borders, a few countries, including Malawi, right? I would love to visit Malawi with a few friends. Let me know. Yeah, I've had a few people visiting me from outside. I've had a lady from America who visited me. I traveled with her. We went to the lake in Mangochi. We even went to Likoma. So yeah, I do that. If you come, you let me know in advance. I can always make some space, and then I can take you around so that we can visit these places. We went even to go to Kasungu, the game reserve, and stuff like that. Kay Hivet says, who would make a better... Irene says Amazon in South Africa now. Yeah, imagine Amazon has actually followed you to South Africa. But we in Malawi, it's very difficult. Like for me, I like hobbies like electrical vehicles. I want to be making electrical vehicles, electrical scooters. But to get the parts in Malawi, more especially like motors, controllers, it's very difficult. And you can't get them. I have to ask somebody to order for me and send it to Malawi. So yeah, in South Africa, you are lucky. You can always get anything you want. Mark says, greeting again from North Carolina. What part of the country tends to be drier or less rainfall? Thank you. In terms of dryness, We do get rains all over Malawi. Lilongwe is I can say is a bit drier because, like for example, now we're going into cold season. But during the cold season, I stay without wearing a jersey. But if you go to areas like Cholo, Mulanje, and even the north, it's very cold. You have to wear, a jersey, and sometimes it's even raining during the months of June, July. But here in Lilongwe, you don't wear a jersey. I've never worn a jersey since I've been here in Lilongwe. Yeah. I didn't say start small. Yes, we have to always start small when we want to start. Don't always have too big dreams. Karabu says, I'm in Joburg and Pretoria. I do electrical installations, but I want to import cashews and coffee. Later, I will add a restaurant. All right. Yeah, coffee in Malawi. Do you want to order to import them as a finished product, or do you want to import them as raw? Because with coffee, yeah, you can get coffee from Malawi already processed. Then you can be taking that side for selling. As for the cashew, we also have good processed cashew, but it's very expensive. Timvani says, Ted, what are the hiccups when doing business in Malawi? Hiccups. Let me tell you, for myself, if there is something that I would like to fix in my business so that my business can move smoothly, is getting the right people. That's the only thing. If I was running a business, like the way, I can just give an example, like a YouTube channel where, YouTube channel, it's only you who is responsible for the channel. Yes, sometimes people will employ a cameraman, somebody to do editing, but most of your outcomes are actually determined by yourself. If I could have a business like that, and if I can find a business like that in Malawi, I will do very well because I'm a very hardworking person. I'm a smart working person. The things that makes me to struggle to move forward is the people that you have to work with. Now, the thing is, a lot of people will always say, no, you're not getting the right people. You're not getting it. I must tell you the truth. I had spent 15 years in South Africa to learn what I am doing today. And you can just imagine, it took me 15 years working in South Africa, working for good companies and learning, customer service, learning how to plan things, learning how to, like make sure that whatever product you're producing is of high quality, learning how to, manage your time, all those kind of things. I learned that side. Now, when I come here, I'm doing the business based on the same principles, customer service, time management, all those kind of things. Now, to find a person who has never traveled, has never worked in an environment like the way I have worked, and to train that person to start working like the way I want them to work is very, very difficult. Like somebody said, in Malawi, we are very slow. People want to do things at their own time. They want to do things their own way. They want to do things their own pace. They don't want something to control them, to say, this is how you must be doing things. That's where the problem is. So if we talk about challenges that one can face in Malawi, that's why many guys that have lived outside Malawi, let's say they've lived in America or the UK for like 15 years, they have raised their funds, they come up with a good idea, they come to Malawi, they never succeed. It's because of this. It's not because they failed, but it's because for most of the business that you have to do, you need to have a team of people. Unless you are all guys who are living overseas, there are 10 or 15 of you, you come, you start a company, and that company is just only you guys, you will succeed. You won't have any problems. But here, the challenges that we face is to train the people. That is why many companies, big companies, they come here, they start, they set up, and then they close, they go. Because people don't want to do things, most of the people don't want to learn new things. They don't want to upgrade themselves. They just they're in a comfort zone. They just want to stay the way they are. They will tell you, Ted or Sir, this is how we do things here in Malawi. Those things you want to do, you want to do, it's not how things are done here. Now you're telling them, I understand, but these are things, that's how the rest of the world is doing. Let's do it this way. They don't want to do it. So that's the challenge that for myself personally I'm facing. If I could find a team of people that shares the same goal, the same ambitions, and they want to move forward, they want to grow, I'm telling you, because it will now mean that instead of the problem that we face is that when you tell somebody to do something, like I can give an example. The other day I told one of my guys and I said to them, I'm going to town, so I want you to load four machines in the car. Those 4 machines must be the 200 by 400 by 200, and then one machine which is 150 by 400 by 200. You load in the car. So I even asked him twice, what did I say? And he told me. Then I went up and he started loading. When I came back, I just went in the car. I'm taking the stuff to be shipped to a customer. I go in town. When I arrived at the place, I found that the guy, instead of packing 4 machines of the 400 by 200, he packed 3 with one of the 150, 2 of the 150s. Now I'm already in town. How do I now manage to get the other machine? So I had to call my wife, and then they had to make him to come by taxi to come and bring that machine. Now I was blaming myself. I said, it's my fault, because before I went off in the car, I should have double checked. Just imagine. So everything, when you give instruction, you tell somebody, do this, do this, do this, do this. Then when they are doing it, well, after they've done, you have to go again and check that they've done what you told them. And that's not how things work. A person should be able to get instructions and be able to do what he's told. So it's always, machines, we train the people how the machine must be built, welded, everything. And then when it's done, before it goes to the customer, we have a checklist that you check, this is working, this is working, this is working, this is working. And then when you ask the guys, did you check everything? They say yes. Did you check the checklist? They say yes. The machine goes to the customer, and they're the same guys who are going to go and give training at the customer's place, and they're calling you. They say, sir, the machine doesn't have bots. Yeah. So customer is blaming you, saying, Ted, you're not serious. Why you bring a machine without bots and all that stuff? But you have put even checklists, but then the checklist, people still miss on the checklist. And those are the things, the challenges that for me, I face. I don't have worries with customer. I don't have worries with finding business. I don't have worries with anything else. But in operational, in the team, to get a team, and then you think you fire, you get new people, you always experience the same kind of problems. So that's a problem. Yeah. So that's, for me, that is the challenges. But otherwise, I don't know what type of business you would like to go into, but any business you can bring, any idea that you're going to come with from outside to come here is going to prosper. Any business. So just say, I receive. All right. Okay, let's see. But 6 land for this. Greetings again from North Carolina. That's Mark. What part of the country tends? Okay, I've answered that question. Okay, Ben Maroon says, continue your live stead and also Zoom, where you can invite people from Africa. That's a way, if you promote your specialism for the meeting, then you can connect with people with similar. Yeah, that's true. I must still understand how Zoom works. I'm not a computer, computer savvy person, but I have to learn this. Ben Maroon says, fantastic, Ted. The game reserve as well as the lake would be amazing. Yes. So when you visit, I'm going to take you to the game reserve and take you to the lake also. Irene says musician Angelo 13. Okay, I've never heard of that person. Tim Van says, tell us about labor in Malawi. Is cheaper or expensive compared to South Africa? Compared to South Africa, I don't know how much like a welder would be getting in South Africa. Can you let me know how much a welder will be getting in South Africa? Because like for here, the minimum wage in Malawi is 50,000, which is 1,000 rands per month. But now, like for me, I pay the minimum wage, but I also pay commission. So with the commission, the guys they go over 100,000, which is close, which is about 2,000. So yeah, we can say that labor in Malawi is much cheaper. But then also for these guys, the accommodation that they spend for accommodation is also not so expensive. So they do, although they might earn less than in South Africa, but I'm sure they are able to save money compared with somebody who's been in South Africa, who's like say for example, is another guy in Malawian is doing the similar job in South Africa. The one in Malawi working for myself, for me, I think they are in a better position because the cost of living is much lower for them comparing that side. The guy in South Africa, if he can, even if he can earn, let's say 3,000 rands, but the accommodation and the transport and food, at the end of the day, at the end of the month, they have nothing. So yeah, labor in Malawi is much cheaper than South Africa. I just want to fly drones. How are you? How are you? I need a drone. I need to buy a drone. So please recommend for me what's the best drone that I can buy, so that when I get the money, I need to buy myself a drone. Yeah, so that I can be sharing with you area views. Who would make a better entrepreneur and why? Steve Wonder. You must find the right employees who are motivated and trainable. Um, yeah, well, it's very difficult. It's very difficult. You know, this thing that we have is a mentality thing. So you must understand, it is very difficult to deal with the mentality. And I always, you know, when I talk with my wife, I always say that, you know, you cannot change people, yeah, but people must be prepared to change themselves. So if people don't want to change themselves, it's very difficult. So this kind of mentality that we have in our country, it's I don't know where it comes from, but it's there. So it needs to actually that mentality needs to change, where people don't wanna they don't want, you know, that we have like the comfort zone where, you know, when you have learned something, you just grab that thing and you stay with that thing. So if somebody comes and say, now you don't have to do it that way, do it this way, people become very resistant. Some can even leave their job because they don't want to change how they do things. So it's a difficult situation, and many people's mentality changes when they have traveled. So you find that if you work with somebody who's stayed in South Africa for like 5 years, their mentality is different. So they are much easier to work with because when you're telling them to do this, they already understand what you're talking about. But hey, it's very tough, very, very difficult. Uh, Irene says British government now want to send Ukraine refugees to Rwanda. Yeah, I've seen that. You know, it's very interesting because what's going on there. They always have given an impression that we African people, we are very savage and all that stuff. But now we are learning a lot about them also. We are learning that a human being is a human being. It's not that because we are black people, then we are just killing one another and stuff. They are also killing each other there. So it's got nothing to do with color, the color of the people. So a human being, you find some people who are very evil, and you find some people that are good. So it doesn't matter what color they are. It will be more exotic to import coffee cashews as a finished product. Yeah, as a finished product. Yeah. So you can I can try to do some homework to find out for you. Unfortunately, Malawi, it's not easy. It's not like you can just Google and say, okay, which companies produces coffee in Malawi or whatever, then you find them. Many companies are not on the online like me. Like for me, if you Google, you find me because of Facebook. But otherwise, I don't even have a website. So many companies don't even have websites. So it will be difficult to find them. Even in some of them, they do have website, but if you ask questions and stuff, they don't put much effort on their website. Thus, 4 says nothing wrong with the failure. It helps people learn from their mistakes. Research and development workshop or private sector in your community works made by your people for your people's works. Yeah, no, it is another thing for me is that I do take responsibility for sometimes for the challenges that I'm facing, because I'm employing people who didn't go very far with their school. So you have to expect to get that kind of those kind of challenges. If somebody has gone further with school, they've gone up to high school, maybe they go to technical college, maybe they might learn some other things. But then the mentality of those people also, it has been always very difficult to work with them, because of the methods that I'm using. And also in our country, if you are doing engineering and you don't have papers for that engineering, nobody takes you serious. No matter how good you can be, nobody takes you serious. So like for me, I'm doing engineering works, and if I must employ somebody with a degree to work for me, we will crush each other, because he's not going to take me serious, because he's dealing with somebody who's not educated. So that's the mentality. But for me, I learned something different in South Africa, that many companies, they don't worry much about your paper. They worry much about your skills that you have. So one can have a degree and the other one have no high school education. But if the one with high school education has got experience, maybe like 5 years experience, he will get a job. They will give him a job and drop the other person. So the companies, they worry more about what can you do, what can you produce. So it is a very tough thing. I mean, it's also still the mentality of the people. So somebody who's got qualified should be prepared to work with me and say, okay, Ted has got some skills and stuff. If I can work with him, together we can build up something big. But people are saying, no, he's not educated, so I can't work with him. I need a guy who's got a paper that he can put on the wall there. Yeah, so let the sleeping dogs lie. So life moves on and we are moving on, you see. Yeah, so one of these days they'll see we are producing a tractor in this workshop. And it will be improving people's lives. The innovations that I'm doing are improving people's lives, so making difference in people's lives. So yeah, so that's how life is. Yep, a lot of people do whatever they want. You want to stay on them to make sure they are doing what you are instruct them to do. But now I remember when I was in South Africa, they used to say, we are looking for employee with 4 years experience and with minimum supervision. Minimum supervision. But in our country, it's maximum supervision. So you have to check everything that the person is doing. So what kind of life is that? You go and you look for a bricklayer. You want a good bricklayer. Okay, you interview him, he's good. But now when he starts building, you must stand there and watch everything that he's doing to make sure that he's doing the right thing. That's not how it works. Yeah. You tell him what to do. You can go do your things when he's building. Every now and then you can come and check and say, just to see, okay, is he doing okay? I want you to do this and a little bit there, turn a little bit, but not sit there every step of the way. Then what are you achieving? What kind of an entrepreneur are you going to be if you must stand in front of the people and watch everything that they do all the time? It doesn't help. So yeah. Write instructions. Write instructions down. I have in my workshop, I have jigs, I have templates, and every process of the machine that we make is all written down. So what happens is you train them, and then when they do the work, they will use the jigs the way that they're supposed to do it. But after some time, let's say, for example, after 3 months, they find it that taking the jig and putting the things in the jig and to weld and other stuff, to them it's like a waste of time. Now they are used, they know how to do it, so they take the jig, they throw it away, and they start doing it without a jig. So when you come, they know, hey, boss is here, so they take the jig, they work with the jig. The moment you turn your back and you leave, they take the jig, they throw it away. That's the way it is. There's nothing you can do about it. Nothing you can do about it. And there are so many people that have come to just embrace it. They just accept it. So if you come here, most of the work is mediocre. Most of the work. And like for me, I have managed to do it because of the jigs and templates. So the jig forces you to do the right thing, because what we do is, if we are building a machine and then we want to weld it together, I have formed the jigs. So they have to cut pieces that must fit inside the jig, and then you just join them together and you lift it out, it's already done. In the past, we used to use the square, they must measure, use a square, tape measure, and then we never got it right. So with the jig, it makes it very difficult. But sometimes, every now and then, they are in a hurry, they'll just decide, today I'm not going to use the jig. Boss is not going to know about it. But at the end of the day, the machine comes back, the customer complains, and then we still investigate, we find that the jig was not used. So yeah, it's a tough world. It's a dog eat dog. Yeah, that's why we are at the bottom. You know, there's I don't know how many countries in the world. We are at the bottom. We are on I think the bottom 5 of the poorest in the world. Mentality. We have to wake up and we have to change how we think. We have to change how we do things. Otherwise, we keep on doing this, we'll just be dragging ourselves to the ground. We'll never move forward. Then that's why you find that some people who have got this kind of some skills, they start a business and they see they're struggling. What they do, they pack their bags and they leave. They go to another country. You will hear that, oh, that guy is now doing business in America. Oh, he's doing business in South Africa. He's doing business in Rwanda, because of things like that. And it's not supposed to be like that. This is our country. We need to love it. And we need to, because I believe that most of the people who do behave like that, they don't love them. They don't love themselves. They don't even love the country. Yeah, because I mean, if you work for me and I give you instructions and you're doing your own thing, what are you doing? You are destroying your own work. You're destroying my work. You're destroying the country's work. Then the country is not going to benefit if you behave that way. But what can you do about it? So like for us, we just sit down and we're always thinking of saying, okay, how can I get out of this situation? How can I fix this? And we have tried to fire and hire. Then you're still thinking of, say, there's a time when I was thinking, okay, what I would do is, there's some engineering companies in town. Then these companies, they are being run by some Arabs. And those Arabs, yeah, they do that. You know, there's another company owned by some Egyptians in my area. They're doing engineering. So on the area where there's a guy who is operating the plasma cutter, CNC, there's an Egyptian guy. So the machine, like the CNC, they operate themselves. They've just brought one also. It's like a bending machine, it bends the pipes. They're operating them themselves. And then there's one that's a lathe machine. There's a Malawian who's operating that machine, but the machine belongs to the Malawian, so they are hiring him. So he's actually looking after the machine because it's his. But in almost all departments, the welding department, there's an Egyptian guy. He sits on a chair like this, watching the guys working there. Imagine how the things must be done like that. They've got a place where in the same company, there's a section where they're doing woodwork. There's an Egyptian guy also sitting on the chair, watching every move the guys are doing, because they know the moment they turn their back, the guys are going to do their own stuff. It's very tough. Sometimes you almost want to cry. My wife cries with tears, because of this. Why are the people doing this? I said, no, that's the way we are. We are like that. You must just accept it, embrace it. I said, if you fight it, you are going to go mad. You're going to go crazy. But just embrace it and say, okay, this is the way it is. sometimes it works. Um, uh, You are very right, Ted. The same is here in Ghana, but Ghana is a little bit ahead of Malawi. Yeah, it's everywhere. But in some countries, it's not that much worse, you know. So our friends, it's not that much worse. So they are progressing, they are moving forward. So what we need in Malawi is that the majority of the people, yeah, they need to, to have a change of mindset. We do have people in Malawi who have got the right mindset, but there are not many people. So if it needs to be turned around the other way, to have the majority with the right mindset, and then the rest, they let them sleep. But if you have got the majority that are having a wrong mindset, and even some of the people, even with qualifications, the mindset is not right. When I drive out of here one day, I'm going to do a video. We have the power lines that were put by our power supply company. It was just done, I think it was last year. It's not just a year. And if I can stand at the back of my car, I'll be able to touch the power lines. And that power line was built the day that they finished, it was hanging like that. If I can stand at the back of my car, I can be able to touch the power line. When I go and buy materials in town, when I pass there, I actually make sure that I drive the car around, because the stuff that is hanging on my car can touch the power line. And I thought that there's supposed to be a standard of saying, okay, the height of the power line should be so much high. I mean, if it can't be lower than a certain height, I mean, it's dangerous. It can cause a lot of problems, and some people can die because of that. One day, a truck is going to pass with people hanging on top of it at night, and they're not going to see that power line, and then they will touch that line, and then they can get electrocuted. You see what I mean? So, and the power lines in any country are done by engineers. So there's a guy with whose qualification, very educated, who was watching that thing and approved it that it's right. So what does that tell you? What does that say? That's not good, because I mean that means that person who was doing that job does not have pride in their work. But some of us, I mean, we never went even to school, but we have pride. We're trying to build stuff that people can see and say that somebody was doing something here. Even the line at the back of me, I told the guy, you must make sure that is level. Yeah, we fought about that thing. It has to be level. I want it to be level. It's just a line, a pipe for wiring, but it has to be level. But we fight for these kind of things. Otherwise, the people will just be doing whatever they want. What type of area is Zomba? Zomba is a town. It was the capital city of Malawi, so it was moved from Zomba to Lilongwe. You are very right. Okay. Damian says 100%, 100%. Hazel says, wow, I'm sure it will get with time. Yeah, Coffee Cigar says, in the United States is what you can do if you have the degree is nice. But if you prove you can do it with a high school degree, you can achieve wonders. Yeah, that's why those countries, they move forward, because they focus mainly on the skill. They don't focus mainly on the paper. When you come this side, they focus. If I used to work in South Africa in a casino, I was a shift manager in the casino. So I used to run the whole casino in Kimberley. There's a casino called Flamingo Casino. It's for Sun International. So in the casino, if I work night shift, it was only two of us, two shift managers. We ran the whole casino. So we were responsible for the slots, and we were responsible for the tables. We were responsible for the hotel, and we were responsible for the surveillance. So any problem that happens at night, you were acting as a casino manager. So you made the decisions. You were responsible for the whole casino. Here in Malawi, there is also casino, and the casino that I was managing in South Africa, it had over 200 or 300 slot machines. So it was a medium-sized casino. Here in Malawi, you find a casino that has got like 10 slot machines. If I were to go to look for a job there, they will never give me a job for a shift manager because I don't have a degree. And if they could take a chance to employ me as a shift manager, the owners of the casino can easily be taken to court for giving a job to somebody who is not educated. That's Malawi. But I was running a casino. I was solving problems for surveillance, tables, slots, even up to hotel in South Africa with my high school certificate. But here you can't. So you can just see that what that means. It makes people who are qualified to become lazy, because if they allow people to just get opportunities because of skills, those guys are going to work hard. They're going to make sure that we don't want Ted to beat us. So they're going to work hard. But now, who's there to compete? As long as you got the paper, you get the job. So that's the competition. It's not like about do you know what to do? Can you be able to do it? That's the problem. Yeah. So Malawi has the opportunities. If people in Malawi can see God in front of them, yes, God is everywhere. There is God everywhere in Malawi. Where there is God, opportunities are just everywhere. And when you say it like that, some people don't understand what you're talking about. They think you're crazy, but really, and I do understand. Like for me, before I traveled, I that's why I was running out of the country to look for opportunity outside. But when I went there and I saw, the things that I achieved there, and without even, because here the first thing that depresses you is if you didn't go to school, if you didn't go to university, you think you are useless, you think you are messed up, you think you cannot achieve nothing. I was one of them. I was thinking I'm useless, so I must go out of this country, I must go to South Africa. When I arrived there, I found that companies were fighting for me. A high school guy being employed as a sales rep, being employed as a shift manager. I said, wow, I can achieve all these things. And then being given to run the whole casino. So that's when I was learning, like managing people, how to deal with conflicts and all those kind of things. I said, no, I need this skill I've learned. I'm going back home, start my own business, and I will implement these things. So here I am. I'm implementing it here without a degree. I'm an engineer. I'm manufacturing machines. I'm manufacturing. Soon I'll be manufacturing tractors and vehicles and other stuff without a degree, just because I traveled and I learned there that you can be anything you want, as long as you yourself you want and you believe and you trust in yourself. You can become anything. Yeah, so I can do now. I can do anything. People, I'm busy now trying to make the soya sheller. I'll be making the maize sheller. I'm in the process of making them. I'm actually at the moment preparing. I'm doing a sheet bender, because when you're doing those machines, you need to bend the steel. I'm busy designing a sheet bender also. So anything I want to do, I'm able to do it. And the more I'm going to get the equipment to be able to weld and do machines and all the equipment that I need, the more I'll be able to do many, many stuff. And there's so many things that Malawians are going to see that I'm going to be doing, God willing. So there's plenty of stuff that I'm going to bring out. And one of these days, we're going to be producing even vehicles in this place. One of these days, this factory is going to be small. We're going to move to another better place to build a bigger factory. And you just have to manifest about what you want to do, and you just have to believe in what in yourself and your capabilities. God gave a gift to each and every person. You just have to find out what is your gift, and then you work on it. Yeah, so that's what we can say. Have employee of the month for following instructions. We have done that. We buy. We bought stuff. I bought TVs for my staff. I've shared it on YouTube. There's some videos that I've shared. I do that. I'm not saying that I'm completely like frustrated that they don't do it, but the things that is hindering the progress, like for us to move at the pace that we're supposed to move, it is the people that we work with, But the team that I have now, at least they do. I can go away and they do it, but most of the times, every now and then, they make that kind of mistake that pulls you back. Yeah, and the mistakes. The funny thing about it is the same mistakes over and over and over and over. So yeah, what can we do? We just move on. Is there engineering college near? No, the engineering college that we have is in town. There's a Bunda College of Agriculture. They also have an engineering section there. Then we have the Polytechnic in Blantyre. So we have technical colleges in town also. We have to do something as Africans. I think as Africans, we need to work on mentality. That's the only thing, I always tell my daughter, the brain is a very important thing. You have to take care of your brain. If you mess up your brain, you have no future, because you will do things wrong and never even notice that you're doing something wrong if you mess up your brain. And the things that are messing up our young people's brains is smoking dagga and too much, starting to drink alcohol at a very young age. So it damages your brain up to a point where you just behave in a way you don't even know if you're doing something that is right or wrong. Your thinking capability is distorted. You ever thought about trying to do business with the Caribbean? I've never been out of Africa. That's the first thing. The only places that I've been is getting out of Malawi, going to South Africa. I've been to Zambia, passed through Zambia, and then I passed through Mozambique, I passed through Zimbabwe. But the country that I've gone out of Malawi and stayed and lived was South Africa. So, for me to start to think about the Caribbean, I have not thought about it. That's far, far land. I know about the Caribbean. I've watched videos about it. I've read about it. I know that the people there, they behave more like us in Africa. So we have the same similarity kind of behaviors. So yeah, that's all I know. Brilliant interview about musician talks about Malawi. Oh, okay. You need poster behind you and t-shirt advert. Oh yes, I was talking to my wife now. I said, if the shipping was easier in Malawi, we would have been selling merchandise. But now, if I can advertise for a t-shirt, and say, for example, you're in America, now you want to buy my t-shirt, the price of shipping the t-shirt will be 3-4 times the price of the t-shirt itself. So I was saying to her, if we had somebody in South Africa, we can have a person in South Africa. So we will have samples of our t-shirts here. When you want to buy our t-shirt, you must order it through that person in South Africa, and that person must send it to you. I think Black Acres of the Gambia are doing that. They're selling the t-shirts, but somebody is supplying from America. I think I heard something like that. But to ship the merchandise from Malawi, you're gonna think I'm actually trying to rob you, because it's gonna be so expensive. Yeah, so yeah, we will try to see. If I travel to go to South Africa, I will try to organize things about the merchandise and all that stuff. Cuba, Africa, we have to do something as Africans. Shell Amy says, in the working training area, it is best to post instructions for employees in written and art form to remind employees daily of what and how the work is done. It's when we talk about this and you tell somebody who's in the West, they think that you are exaggerating. This is Africa. One day when you come to Africa, you will actually manifest what I'm saying. Did you watch the Black Acres of the Gambia? They went to see a mechanic, and that mechanic, I watched that mechanic. I was very impressed with that mechanic. You don't get in Africa mechanics like that guy. They are very rare to find. To get a guy who is so transparent. You come there with your vehicle, they tell you what is the problem with the vehicle and how they're going to solve the problem. It's very, very rare here in Africa. But when you go to overseas in the West, it's common. Here, the mechanics, they don't want you to watch what they're doing. They don't want you to know the problem that is happening with your vehicle. They want to do it in secret. And sometimes when you sit there and watch, they will charge you more than if you're not there. Just imagine. So sometimes when you talk about these things to somebody who's from the West, they think that you are exaggerating. You can have the instructions there, training over and over and over and over. But once the guys get used, you must be sure that people are not going to do what they were taught. They will do their own thing. The problem starts when they get used to it. Once they get like they master it, then they want to find a shortcut, a shorter way of doing it. And that's where the problem comes. That's where the problem comes. So you give the instruction. The diesel engine has got, we tell them the instructions, and on the engine there is instructions, number 1, number 2, number 3. But after they get used, number 2 is skipped. They move from number 1 to number 3, but the engine still starts. Yeah? And that is what makes it, what's making a problem, because if they skip number 3, the engine still starts. And then they said, why are they saying that we must be doing number 2, number 3, when I can skip from number 1 to number 3? I mean, skip number 2 when I can start from number 1 to number 3 and the engine still starts. Not knowing that by skipping that number 3, you are damaging the engine slowly but surely. And they believe that when you say, if you skip number 2, the engine is going to get damaged. They want it to happen right away there. If it doesn't happen right away there, then you are lying. So they skip number 2. Now, when you come and stand there, they will do number 1, number 2, number 3. But the moment you turn your back and you leave, they will start number 1, number 3. This is Africa. They say TIS, this is Africa. That's the way we do things. So sometimes there's nothing you can do about it. You just look at it and say, okay. One day maybe I'm going to find something that I'll have control myself. Maybe one day I'm going to grow my YouTube channel, and then I'll survive on it, and then I'll just forget about these things. Yeah. Or maybe one day I'll just pack my things and then open a workshop in South Africa. And then, yeah, things are sorted. Ineo says the work ethic there is something else, not just with the guys that are not educated. Most times, customer service reps will ignore your email till you see someone higher. Yeah, the work ethic. There is no work ethics here. It's very, very tough. I'm telling you. A business transaction is a tug of war. So if I'm selling something to you, somebody has got to be a winner. So somebody loses, somebody wins. And that's the mentality. You go to places like South Africa, if I'm selling something to you, it's a win-win situation. You win, I win. And that's how it works. Because if you win, if I'm selling something and you win, you feel you've won, you're going to refer me to somebody else, you're going to come again tomorrow. But here, no, I win, and then I look for another victim. They don't care. I can give you an example. There was when people are coming to my area, for them to get the direction, we normally ask them to stop at a certain point when you're just entering our area. At that point, there is bicycle taxis. So we tell them, go there and stop at the bicycle taxis and ask the guys that, I want you to take us to the workshop where they make cement blocks. There's an upstairs house and everything. So the customer will be following that guy on his bicycle taxi to come here. Now, because this has been happening a lot of times, and when these bicycle taxis bring the people here, they see the place is well built and other stuff, then they know that the people are coming here, they are customers who want to buy the machine. Normally, when they get that person to come here, they charge 300 kwacha. So there was some ladies who were coming here, and I told them, you must ask the bicycle taxi that they must bring you here. So they came here. So after they arrived, the women were like looking for money to pay for the guy. So I asked them, how much did he charge you? He charged them 1,000 kwacha, from 300 to 1,000. So I said to the guy, really, you charging these ladies 1,000 kwacha? He says, yes, I'm charging him 1,000 kwacha. So the women, they were like, but we agreed with him. Then I said, but that's not fair. That's not how much they charge to bring it. They charge 300. So I said to him, I mention you guys because I want you to help my customers to come here, but also I'm giving you business. But now, if you continue doing this, then I'll find another place so that they can be using that other place. Then you lose business. He said you can do whatever you want, even if you don't bring them again. And the guy was very rude to me. You see, that's the mentality. So to him, he doesn't care to lose this business where the people will be coming there to get them business to come here, just because he just doesn't want to accept that he was being unfair with these ladies. So I was expecting him to think that, hey, I'm going to lose business and say, okay, sir, I will not do it again. And he was very, very rude with me. To him, losing me means nothing. They're going to find another a victim. So they will do this. They will be rude to another person, and then they wonder why they're not moving forward. Yeah, so that's how the ethics we have here this side. I just want to fry drone says, awesome advice. Thank you. As I said, very wise man. Thank you. Keep up the good job, Damian. Eben says, yes, Ted, you don't need a degree. Just have the skills, the right attitude, and the ability to learn and adapt as you go. You don't need a degree for that. Yes, you don't need that. That's what I learned. The moment I came here, I implemented the skills that I learned that side, and I saw it's working, and I'm able to grow my business. And I was at a certain point thinking I must go and enroll. There was an advert. They were looking for people who want to enroll for a scholarship to go overseas and study engineering. And I almost applied for that. But I said, I'm already running close to 50. Why must I go there and waste my time? Instead of working hard here and growing this thing, make it a big thing. And if I'm going to need some guys with more skills than I have, I will employ some people with some skills who are going to be doing these other things for me. But my duty now is work hard to grow this business and still learn from YouTube. And there's more to learn on YouTube. And there's guys who are sharing knowledge on YouTube, and even much, much better than if I could go that side, because I can learn to calculate stuff that I'm busy with, working with. The mass sharing machines, I'm learning from YouTube also. So there's no need for me to go and waste time somewhere overseas to study. The only sad thing is I'm gonna die. Somebody who does. When I die, they will say, this man, he finished high school certificate and whatever. They will never say he got degree, he went to Massachusetts to study this and that. But I won't even know anything when I'm dead. So yeah, it's okay. Just along with says, Ted, people, they travel all places in the world, but they don't learn to learn, as you always say. Yes, you have to learn how to learn. And I can tell you a story. My daughter, when she was in primary school, we just came from South Africa that time, and we sent her to our primary school. And she was struggling. And then I said, there's so many ways that this little kid can learn. I've got a phone. So what I did, I used to get some apps. She was struggling with spellings. I downloaded a spelling app, and she was playing with the spelling app. And then when she started doing mathematics, multiplication, I downloaded a arithmetic app. So she was adding things and stuff like that. And she was doing very well in school, sometimes getting number 1 in school. And ever since, my daughter, when she went to a higher school and she wants to learn things, then she started even learning to draw through watching YouTube. And today she can watch a dance and she'll be able to do it. She watched someone teaching how to draw, she learns it, she's able to do it. So she's able to learn by just watching something on YouTube, and she can learn. So I'm very happy because she has mastered the art of being able to learn something new. Many people are failing to get this skill to learn something new. Yeah. Irene said, "Good for you to advertise you wear T-shirt." Yeah, I will try to do get the merchandise, but now shipping the merchandise outside Malawi is going to be a little bit of a problem. On the T-shirts, you do not need to ship them yourself. There are sites where you can send your design. They do the printing and shipping, and you get commission every time a T-shirt is bought. Please share that those kind of businesses. Maybe we can do it like that. Please share it to me. So look at that. The West, the people in the West are very honest. I just give them a design. They do that. They receive the money. And they give me commission. Without, how would I know that they've, like somebody has bought? But obviously they will be honest. But here in Africa, you do it that way. Hey. Mark says, so it is expensive to export agricultural goods. Yeah, it's very expensive. But yeah, I don't know how they're doing it, because we're exporting groundnuts, we are exporting cotton, we're exporting tobacco, there's a lot of things that soya, we're exporting to India, but I don't know how they're doing. Tivani says, in business, time is money and precious. You can't afford to waste it. Yes. And people don't understand the value of time. I've tried to share on Facebook to explain that time is money, but many people don't understand that. When we talked about building with blocks and bricks, when you build with blocks, it's very fast, and bricks, it takes longer. So, but the brick is cheap to buy it. So they were thinking it's cheaper to build with bricks. But I told them that the time you're wasting when you're building with them, the wastage of the broken bricks is where you're losing your money. Ineo says 300 to 1,000. Wow, you would think he would try to negotiate and ask that you give your customers his number when they're coming there. But nope, he doesn't care to lose business together. No, that 700 that he made, that 700 extra that he made was more important to him than the future business that he's gonna get. That 700, I know it's very funny how people think. Very, very funny. Yeah. So he was prepared to damage the relationship for that 700 that he made that day. Yeah. So when he was going, he was happy. He has won the battle. He has in the business transaction, he was the winner. The lady was the loser. Yeah. All right. So I've been for quite a while now. We have chatted. I hope that I've answered the questions that you've been asking me. And also, I must thank you for liking, because I see we have 31 likes. I must thank you for that. Yeah, I'm actually learning a lot of things about YouTube and their algorithms and how they work. I keep on studying and learning, so I know the likes, they help with the algorithms, and there's so many things that I'm learning. So very soon, I'll be getting more views and more subscribers on my channel because of the things that I'm learning. All right. So if there's any question, please ask me before I go. There are cooperatives that take your agriculture produce and pay you money. You don't have to worry too much about export costs. Wow. Hey, that's nice. But somebody, please share me those companies that does those T-shirts so that I can contact them, and then I can just do it like that. Then I'll be just sharing, and then people can order, and then I get the commissions. Look up dropship. I'm sure it works for T-shirts too. Okay. Dropship. Drop shipping. Okay. All right. I'm going to look at them. I'll search for them. Thank you for this session. Thank you very much. Thank you. I'll still look up new types of sessions that we can share. There's another one I want to talk about. I want to talk about the young people that are leaving our countries to go outside, maybe overseas or even to South Africa to look for better greener pastures. And I would like to have that discussion, because I don't think there's any reasons why the kids, young people, must be leaving our country to go look for jobs. Because even some of my employees, like the girl who was working for me, I understand she's going to South Africa. So, but I don't think it's a good decision for them to be leaving now to go to whether it's South Africa or anywhere else to look for a job. It can be maybe a good decision if you're going to another country to start a business or to study. That makes sense. But to go and look for a job today, it's not a good idea. So we were going to discuss something like that. Uh, Most people don't understand it's not only about profit in business, keeping relationships. Yeah, that's where many people are failing, because like for me, I believe that you have to establish a good relationship with your customers, because in the future they become your salespeople. They sell for you by referring the business to some other people. Yeah, good night, King Ted. Great information. Thank you very much for being with me during this session. If it's your first time, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell. Please, if you are a subscriber and you haven't yet hit the notification bell, please do so, because you're missing a lot. I'll be sharing a lot of content. I'll be doing more lives. I'm going to do the next live session on Thursday, and I will switch the weekend live session to Sunday, because the Sunday evening I see there's a lot of people who are online. So I'll be not be doing it on Saturday. I'll be doing it on Sunday. Please tell me if you think it's a good idea. But I felt like most of the people are online on Sunday evening. Yeah, so no good going overseas, they treat you bad. It's very true. So we're going to talk about that next time. Yeah, so thank you very much. I really appreciate. Ciao now.